guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial inspired by Kratos from God of War. Now I have done some other video game related characters like Summer from Overwatch, Faith from Mirror's Edge, Emily from Dishonored, as well as Baby from Five Nights at Freddy's, and I will be posting those in the link down below. So to start off, I have already done my eyebrows, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids using my Max of Ochre paint pot. And I personally prefer to apply this with my finger. I just feel like it goes on a lot better. And then I like to set it with some translucent powder. That way it's not as tacky, and then the eyeshadow will just flow on there versus just stumbling up on time. Because I want a semi-precise eyeshadow look, I'm going to use some Scotch tape and apply this on the outer corners of my eye. That way I'll have a really defined line. And then I'm going to be using my Morphe 35B palette for this eyeshadow look. Now where the Kratos face is, those are the colors that I'm using. So I'm going to be using this light pink shade as my base. So I'm applying this all in the crease and kind of extending it all the way up to the brow bone and just bringing it down. For our next transition color, I'm using this hot pink shade right here and applying this all in the crease, not really bringing it up, but just keeping it in the crease and bringing it down instead. For the red shade, I'm going to be using this lovely shade right here and just apply it all on the lid, kind of just packing it on there. As you can see, I'm not really doing a lot of a wiping motion. It's more of just staying in a certain place and then just moving the brush around. I feel like this look still needed some sort of, different type of shades or transitions up at the top. So I went in with this salmon-like color and I'm applying this all up there in the brow bone area. Now I felt like my Morphe red was more of a pinkish tone, so I decided to go in with my Sugarpill Love Plus eyeshadow and just pack this on top of what I had already done. Now once I'm done with that, I'm going in with the black shade from my Morphe 35B palette and apply this only on the outer corner. Now the trick with this is I like to just really build up my brush and then start off at the corner and just kind of blend it out. Don't automatically start blending, you just place down the color and then you start dragging it out of it. Okay, so now that I am done with my shadow area up at the top, I'm going to remove my tape and start doing my foundation. So for foundation, I'm using my MAC Studio Fix Foundation NC15, and I'm using a damp beauty blender to apply this all over my face. Now, once I am done with this, I always like to set it with my Kat Von D translucent powder, but of course I still need to add some concealer because I feel like my eyes are still a little baggy. So I'm also going to be using my Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. To some of y'all, this may seem like an excess of concealer use, but trust me, it's well worth it. I feel like my foundation just holds on a little better when I have a thicker type layer of concealer on my face. So I just like to apply this on under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my chin, and of course my forehead as well. So after setting my whole face, I'm going to be using again my Morphe 35B palette and applying this red shade all at the bottom. I absolutely love how this turned out because like I said, I felt like that shade was a little too pinkish, but it still looks absolutely amazing with this look that I was going for, so I love it. Now this has got to be my favorite eyeliner currently, and it's the Man Eater Liquid Liner by Tarte. It just goes on so smoothly and it stays on forever. So I just created a wing, and of course the corner of my tear duct area filled it in as well, and then going in with my Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner at the bottom. Now after I'm done applying the eyeliner at the bottom, I always like to go in and smudge it out because I want this to be a very smoky look. So I'm going back in with the same brush I used to apply the red shade and smoking out all that eyeliner. Now, what I'm doing right here is exactly what it looks like. I'm just contouring my face, so my jawline, my nose, my chin, the hollows of my cheeks, and my forehead as well. Kratos just has a really sculpted out look to his face, so I kind of wanted to match that. So if it looks a little exaggerated, it is on purpose, but I don't feel like it looks bad. I think it looks really good and still feminine itself. Because this is technically a glam look of Kratos, of course you gotta highlight, girl, so I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter in Starlight, and I'm applying this on the high points of my cheeks, the bridge of my nose, and my Cupid's bow, and then I'm going in with some Kylie Cosmetics liquid matte lipstick for my lips. Now for the fun part, I'm just using my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm putting dots everywhere where Kratos has like an endpoint to his red scar, so I know what I'm doing. It's kind of like a map. And then I'm using this cardboard looking thing to give me a little bit more of a straight line, but I figured that it really wasn't working the way I wanted to, and I didn't want to use tape because I didn't want my foundation to come off, so I just ended up freehanding it, and later on you'll see me cleaning it up with some concealer. Now for this little portion right here, I did decide to use the cardboard because I wanted to make sure that the top of my forehead and my cheekbone matched up, so that's very important. You want to make sure that you do that as well. But once you kind of have your map and where it's going, then you can just stop using the cardboard itself and just line it up. And for those of you who are wondering, I'm actually using my red shade from my Medron palette. This is a water activated palette, so basically it comes with your face paints and you have to add water and then it softens, and that's how it works. So I really like this. Once the paint dries, it stays on there for a while. I actually had to use makeup removers to remove it, but it's really good. For my eye area, I didn't want to cover all the eyeshadow. I just kind of wanted to bring that red paint down just enough, but I still wanted to leave the glam side, you know, still glam. Because the edges weren't as straight as I wanted them to be, I added in some concealer to clean everything up like you would with a winged eyeliner, let's say. Now once I'm done with cleaning up everything, I went in with that Love Plus shade to add more dimension to this red streak right here. So I'm using a big fluffy brush and a flat brush for the edges first, and then grabbing this big fluffy brush and just dabbing on that Love Plus shade at the top as well as at the bottom corner. Now to add even more dimension, I went in with a black shadow and added this at that top corner as well as at the bottom corner. So basically anywhere that I applied the Love Plus shade, I went in with the black shade to kind of, you know, bring a little more dimension to it. Kratos has a scar on the other side of his face, so I decided to grab my Man Eater liquid liner by Tarte and draw out a very simple scar. Now I felt like this look was still missing something, so I decided to go in with my Sugarpill Asylum loose eyeshadow, which is kind of like a highlighter in red, and I'm just applying this all in the areas that were just that plain red color to give it a little bit of more pop, more shimmer, more glam. So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that it was very helpful. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you want to be notified every time I put up a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.